That's why 6-second abs is a thing, even though, let's be real, we all know no one's getting abs in 6 seconds. All right, let's just be real. Before I was able to fix skinny fat, there was a few things that I wish I knew before I even tried, because I spent several years basically getting nowhere. To be precise, about 6 to 8 years per se, for the avoiding the skibbity comments. And it took me way too long. And the reason for this is because a lot of the fitness advice out there isn't really applicable to fixing skinny fat. If you go, right, well, I want to lose body fat, but I also have muscle to gain. I'm skinny, but there is fat in my body I don't want. You can't just go straight onto a bulk and expect to fix it, because that bulk's going to result in more body fat gain. And then you can't really just go on a cut, because if you do loads of cardio, eat loads of less food, do all the stuff that everyone tells you to lose weight, keto, carnivore, microbiome, butthole clenches, then you're just gonna end up being skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. And if you jump from cuts and bulks, you know, when you know what it's like, you go into a bulk trying to gain some muscle and you see a bit of fat gain, the moobies start coming in, your double chin's going on and the abs are disappearing, you panic, oh, I'll get on a cut. And then you go on a cut and I feel small, bro, and I'm losing my gains and I'm losing my strength in the gym, let me go back on the bulk. And then, to be honest, if you do that bro cycle of jumping between cuts and bulks, you'll end up skinny fat, which is exactly what happened to me in this very embarrassing little clip there. So how do you fix it? What do you need to know before you try and fix skinny fat? So the first thing, like I said there, is that most fitness advice isn't helpful or applicable. It's not relevant to you. If you're overweight and massively obese, then a cut's gonna work great, because you might still have some muscle at the end of it, and either way, you've got loads of fat to lose. If you're skin and bone, then a bulk's gonna be perfect. But if you're skinny fat, you know, you can't really jump from cuts and bulks. It's not really gonna fix the issue. And a lot of people are gonna argue that. People in my comments go, no, bro, you need to go on a bulk, bro. And you look at their profile picture and they clearly have done a bulk and not done it very well. And that's not to be rude. It's just to say, you know, people are going to throw out advice because that's what they believe. I've done this 207 times. Now 207 times I've helped people fix skinny fat. So I'm getting pretty confident and, you know, have a lot of belief in the systems. That sounds so wanky, doesn't it? In the strategy that I approach to fix skinny fat. So let me get into that strategy, because the whole point of this video is to help you out. If I'm skinny fat and I'm stuck for 6 years like I was, then I wish I found a video like this to cut through the bullshit and say, okay, right, it needs to be relevant to you. So look, here's what you need to know to fix skinny fat. First things first, it is a specific problem. We're trying to lose fat and gain muscle, so we need to be specific about our approach. We can't just jump from cuts and bulks, do all the diet stuff that everyone says. I always recommend that if you're even doubtful whether you're skinny fat or whether you need to lose fat first or bulk, just start with a recomposition, which if you watched any of my videos, I always talk about that. Because a recomposition is exactly that. It's recomposition in the body. It's losing body fat and gaining muscle. I actually had a really funny comment that said, no, recomps are rubbish. What you need to do is lose fat and then gain muscle. I was like, well, what do you think a recomp is, bruv? Anyway, YouTube comments, mate, brilliant. And if you watched so far to this point, comment Apple for the algorithm. That's the thing now. So Apple for the algorithm, comment on Apple if you watched this far. Anyway, to the point. A recomposition, the best way to go about it, in my experience, isn't the traditional way, which is just eating at maintenance and lifting weights and hoping for the best. You might get some results doing that, but it's a little bit lacking definitiveness. It's not even a word. It's not definitive enough that you're actually going to get the result. I don't want to eat at maintenance, lift loads of weights, put in the effort, say no to the kebabs and ice cream, and then look in the mirror 2 months and go, oh, I'm the same, mate. Well, you have been eating at maintenance, right? So what we want to do is aim for a smaller calorie deficit, not a massive one. If your maintenance calories are 2,500, we're not going to eat 1,200, are we? Because you're just going to lose muscle and strength. The only people that would disagree with that in the comments are the people that haven't done it long enough to realize that's not going to work. If you do it for a week, you might think, I feel great at 1,200 calories. Yeah, because you haven't run out of energy yet. So we're going to go for a small deficit, about 500 below your maintenance, as I say all the time. If you need to know that, if you need to know those numbers and get it done properly, not just a generic online calculator or ChatGPT spitting out different answers with different prompts, free nutritional blueprint that will explain how to set up your calories and your macros, particularly for skinny fat, and how to make adjustments, etc. And you can always leave a comment if you're not sure. So that's what we need to do. We need to get those numbers right, because that is literally what's going to change your body. If you eat loads of calories, you get fat. If you eat low calories, you lose weight. If we're trying to fix skinny fat, we need to be at a small deficit. So we need to know those numbers. It has to be done correctly. You can't just guess this stuff, okay? Like I said, if you're overweight, you can go for a walk and eat less, you'll lose weight. But if you're trying to lose fat and keep muscle and gain muscle, it needs to be precise. So get those numbers worked out correctly. Then, instead of doing loads of cardio, which is fine, you can do cardio if you enjoy it, but it should be a supplement to your workouts, not the main workout. We need to be focusing on lifting weights, getting stronger, adding reps, controlling form, giving your body a reason to lose fat and gain muscle. The deficit's going to help you lose fat, but it's not too big that you're going to burn into muscle tissue. And the strength overload and the strength adaptation in the gym is the reason your body's going to start to get leaner and gain more muscle and be stronger and more capable. If you just do loads of running and eat less, you're going to shrink. If you lift loads and loads of light weights for light reps, your body's not being challenged enough to grow. So we need to get stronger with a smaller calorie deficit. Oh shit, speeding. With a smaller calorie deficit to sustainably lose fat and gain muscle. Now, over time, you're going to have to adjust those numbers. You might need to lower the calories because you're weighing less. You might need to do a refeed day to top up your energy and calories and carbs so that you can continue to perform in the gym. This is why I get my clients to track everything, because it's not a flat one answer fits all. Everyone's different. Some guys respond to higher calories, some guys need to go lower. Some guys need to add the cardio to give the body the extra reason to shift the pounds because it's stubborn. Some people don't need to do any cardio. I have some clients that train 2 days a week, half an hour at a time, and they're shredded and jacked. And then it might take someone else 5 days a week because their body's particularly, stubborn at shifting it. Everyone's different, but you're only going to know this if you set up your numbers properly, follow the right strategy, avoid all the fitness noise of all the BS that's out there, like, actually, bro, should you put a condom on your arm as you do curls to protect yourself from losing muscle? Like, people just come up with random shit, and that's by design, by the way. I'm in some marketing groups, and the big thing they say is, oh, you got to make things sound new. You got to make things sound new. So I'm like, well, it's a lie then. Everyone's just making things up because it's not new, is it? I know some people say, oh, you need to do 2 workouts, and they shouldn't be longer than 10 minutes. It's called a micro workout. And it's like, you're just saying that because people want to hear that. Is it how you built your physique? No. Does it work? No. But you'll get views because everyone's going to go, 10 minutes, fucking sign me up. That's why 6-second abs is a thing, even though, let's be real, we all know no one's getting abs in 6 seconds. All right, let's just be real. Anyway, side tangent over. A recomposition is the way to go. Don't need cuts and bulks right now. You need to track your calories, you need to adjust them over time, and you need to aim to get stronger in the gym. If you do those things and keep it as simple as that, in theory, you should lose body fat and gain muscle. And if you hit a plateau, it could be genetics, it could be that your calories aren't right, you could be missing something, but this is why tracking is helpful, because if you're missing something, you can look at the numbers and go, oh shit, actually, my carbs have been a bit too high, that's why I'm up on the scales. So try and keep it simple, focus on the basics, and if you struggle to stick to it, now, this is a real side tangent, but I must say this. I'm here giving you the tangible, tactical advice, but the bottom line is, most people don't stick to it. We need accountability, we need structure, we need support. Life's busy, there's distractions. We're gonna go, yeah, bro, I'm gonna track my calories, I'm gonna go to the gym, cool. How's it gone? Oh, it's busy this weekend because my missus, she wanted to go for a barbecue, and like this weekend, I'm going away with some family, right? So it's, I'm trying not to speed here. I've got to make up food as I go. There's probably going to be alcohol involved. I might not have access to a kitchen. So, I got to roll with it. Life is unpredictable. So you can't just go, yeah, bro, I'll just have chicken, broccoli, and rice for the next 10 months. It doesn't work like that. So the bottom line is, that's the strategy, but you might need some help to do it. You might need some accountability. So get a friend, get a buddy, get a gym buddy, post on a social media page to keep yourself accountable, or get a coach, get a bloody good coach, not a shit one, not a cowboy. And if you want to work with me, I hate plugging myself, but I feel like I need to at the end. You can work with me if you want. There's a cool link in the bio below. If you want me to help coach you, just like I've done with my clients over here, and you want to have help from someone that's fixed skinny fat over the past 10 years and is quite confident that I can fix anyone's skinny fat physique because we've refined it down to a specific system, and you want me to walk you through it, and you want my help one-on-one accountability, then you book a call. If you don't want that, absolutely fine. Watch one of these, I don't know which side it is, one of these videos which will break down a little bit more specifically on how you can go about fixing skinny fat. And I just want to help you guys, to be honest with you. That's why I'm making all these videos as often as I can. Because I know the frustrations of being stuck in a skinny fat physique, and the fitness industry seems to skip over it, and everyone just throws out blanket statements like, don't eat carbs, do eat carbs, no carbs after 6, microbiomes. It's just a load of noise. Do the basics, overload it over time, and just the most important thing is remain accountable and plan ahead so you can get it done. Anyway, we're up to that road where I need to stop filming because there's police. Right, have a great old day. Apple.